Ever wonder why certain women, known as Sigma females, prefer to remain unnoticed in a world that celebrates attention? Let's delve into the enigma that is the Sigma female. Picture a woman who stands out by not standing out, who embraces solitude but isn't antisocial. This is the Sigma female, a rare breed of woman that is often misunderstood due to their introverted nature and penchant for independence. Sigma females are unique in their approach to life, straying from the societal norms that many adhere to. They aren't bound by the conventional expectations of society. Instead, they follow their own path. This doesn't mean they're rebels without a cause, but rather individuals who value their freedom to think and act independently. One of the most striking qualities of a Sigma female is her self-sufficiency. She doesn't rely on others for her happiness or success. Instead, she finds fulfillment in her own accomplishments and personal growth. This independence, however, doesn't mean she shuns all social interaction. Quite the contrary. Sigma females are selective in their social interactions, choosing to surround themselves with those who respect and understand their unique way of life. But don't mistake a Sigma female's preference for solitude as a sign of antisocial behavior. They simply prefer meaningful, deep connections over superficial ones. They value quality over quantity in their relationships, seeking out those who stimulate them intellectually and emotionally. It's important to note that Sigma females aren't just introverted versions of alpha females. While they share some traits, such as independence and a strong sense of self, Sigma females differ in their approach to social dynamics. Whereas alphas thrive on attention and recognition, Sigmas prefer to stay in the background, quietly influencing the world around them. Sigma females, much like their male counterparts, are the lone wolves of society, marching to the beat of their own drum. They are the strong, silent types who, despite their preference for solitude, have a profound impact on the world around them. So the next time you meet a woman who prefers the shadows to the spotlight, remember, she could be a Sigma female, quietly shaping the world in her own unique way. So what makes a Sigma female stand out in a crowd she doesn't want to be noticed in? Well, sit tight and let's unravel this enigma. Firstly, Sigma females possess a high level of self-awareness. They are like silent philosophers, always in deep thought, always in tune with their feelings and emotions. They know who they are, what they want, and what they don't. This sense of self-awareness is as intrinsic as their breath, and it's this trait that makes them comfortable in their own skin, regardless of the societal norms they often defy. Next, we have their introspective nature. Sigma females are akin to walking fortresses of solitude. They don't just enjoy their own company, they delve deep into it. They use their alone time to reflect, to learn, to grow. They're the kind of individuals who would rather be lost in a book or engrossed in a thought-provoking documentary than be in the middle of a bustling party. It's not that they despise social interactions, but they have a penchant for meaningful ones. Now, let's talk about their ability to self-entertain. Sigma females are seldom bored. They have a rich inner world that keeps them engaged, be it their vivid imagination, their deep-seated curiosity, or their insatiable thirst for knowledge. They are their own best company and they relish it. Lastly, Sigma females are keen observers. They sit on the fringes, watching, analyzing, understanding. They don't crave participation, but that doesn't mean they're not involved. They are, just in a way that's less noticeable and more insightful. They see things others don't, they understand things others can't. It's not about being aloof, it's about being observant. In essence, Sigma females are like icebergs. What you see is just the tip. There's a whole lot more beneath the surface. They are enigmatic, introspective, and self-sufficient. They don't seek validation, they don't need attention. A Sigma female thrives in her own company, observing the world from the fringes, often perceived as a mystery by others. But why does a Sigma female prefer to remain unnoticed in a society that values visibility? An intriguing question indeed, and one that takes us deeper into the enigma that is the Sigma female. You see, the Sigma female isn't your typical wallflower. She's not one to shy away from the limelight because of insecurity or fear. No, her preference for remaining unnoticed is a conscious choice, born out of a deep-seated desire for freedom. Freedom from societal expectations, freedom from the constant need to perform, to conform, to impress. In a world that's always on, always connected, always watching, the Sigma female cherishes her anonymity like a prized possession. This preference is closely tied to her comfort in solitude. But don't mistake this for loneliness. Solitude for the Sigma female is a sanctuary, a space where she can be herself without judgment or interference. It's her personal retreat, her oasis in the midst of a bustling world. Here, she can let her mind wander, explore ideas, and engage in the kind of deep introspection that fuels her creativity and independence. The Sigma female's preference for staying unnoticed also stems from her need for mental space. She values her thoughts, her ideas, her inner world, and in order to preserve this, she often chooses to step away from the noise and the clutter of the outside world. She needs this mental space to think, to reflect, to grow. It's like oxygen to her, essential for her survival and well-being. But there's more to it. The Sigma female also prefers to remain unnoticed to avoid unnecessary drama and attention. She sees the world around her, the constant hustle and bustle, the never-ending drama, and she chooses to step away. She doesn't need the validation of others to feel good about herself. She's self-sufficient, self-reliant, and incredibly self-assured. She doesn't need to be the center of attention to feel important or valued. In fact, she'd much rather observe from the sidelines, quietly making her mark in her own unique way. You see, for the Sigma female, being unnoticed is not about being invisible. It's not about hiding or running away. It's about choosing her own path, setting her own rules, and living life on her own terms. It's about preserving her individuality, her uniqueness, her essence. It's about staying true to herself, even if it means going against the grain, even if it means standing alone. So the next time you come across a Sigma female, don't mistake her preference for staying unnoticed as a sign of weakness or insecurity. Instead, see it for what it truly is, a testament to her strength, her independence, her resilience. For Sigma females, being unnoticed is not about being invisible, it's about being at peace. Let's not mistake their preference for solitude as a weakness. The power of Sigma females is undeniable. Now, if you're imagining a superheroine with a cape and a flashy emblem, you're not entirely off the mark. Sigma females might not leap tall buildings in a single bound, but their strengths are just as super, albeit a little more subtle. One of their most notable strengths is resilience. They're often the ones standing strong when the storm hits, not because they're unaffected, but because they're equipped to handle it. They don't shy away from challenges. Instead, they face them head-on, with a quiet determination that can be both awe-inspiring and a little intimidating. Equally impressive is their ability to think critically. Sigma females have a knack for seeing things from a different perspective. They don't just accept things at face value. They question, they analyze, they dissect. This ability allows them to see through facades and get to the heart of the matter. It's like they have an inbuilt lie detector and a magnifying glass all in one. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Sigma females is their quiet influence. They might not be the loudest voices in the room, but when they speak, people listen. Their words carry weight, not because they're forceful, but because they're thoughtful. They don't seek to dominate conversations, but their contributions are often the most insightful and impactful. Moreover, Sigma females have the ability to connect deeply with people on a one-on-one basis. They might not be the life of the party, but in a quiet corner, they're capable of forging connections that are profound and meaningful. They understand that real relationships are not about quantity, but quality. So, while they might not be in the spotlight, Sigma females are far from being wallflowers. They're the ones making a difference, quietly and subtly, in their own unique way. They're the thinkers, the doers, the influencers, the resilient warriors. Sigma females, with their quiet yet powerful persona, are the hidden gems of society. So, we've taken a deep dive into the world of Sigma females, but what's the takeaway here? The Sigma female is a unique breed, one that thrives on her own terms, in her own time, and in her own space. She's comfortable in her skin and doesn't need the spotlight to validate her existence or her worth. Throughout our discussion, we've identified that Sigma females are self-sufficient, independent, and prefer to stay unnoticed. They're the masters of their own universe, choosing to work behind the scenes rather than in the limelight. With their strong sense of self and ability to find contentment in solitude, they are the epitome of quiet strength and resilience. Sigma females are not antisocial. They're selectively social. They value deep, meaningful connections over superficial relationships. Remember, their power doesn't come from the recognition of others, but from their inner resilience and self-confidence. In a world that's shouting to be noticed, Sigma females are the quiet whispers of strength and resilience, comfortable in their anonymity and thriving in their unique way.